All right, time now for Talk of the Town, where we get together and discuss the big stories happening in our wonderful sports town here. Nick Rothschild is with us, Bradey King, as always. And guys, the big trade. Luka Doncic to the Lakers. It's crazy, but it happens. And now we talk about the Nuggets. Thursday's trade deadline. Are we going to see anything from the Nuggets, Nick, coming up in the next week?
I would be surprised. I think the Nuggets have sort of found a little bit of a mix in their starting lineup now with Aaron Gordon back, Christian Brown playing really, really well off the bench. I think Michael Malone likes the makeup of this roster. The young guys are starting to come along, and if he can just get the effort he needs on defense, I believe them to still be title contenders without making a move.
God, that's the thing, Brady. Defense.
Yeah.
The Nuggets are 4th in the NBA in scoring, 21st in defense. They have got to play defense to have any hopes of getting another NBA title.
I agree with that. Defense wins championships is what the Mavs GM said for his reasoning behind making that big trade, which is a little bit bizarre to me. While I do agree with that sentiment, I think you also need your superstars as well, right? But going back to the Nuggets, I do feel like if they just step up, like you mentioned earlier, lighting a fire under them, being like, we are a championship team. Let's play like it. You got Peyton Watson, who loves to play defense. Christian Brown has stepped up in a big way. Nikola Jokic is playing the best basketball of his career. His words, not mine, but we can all see that on a nightly basis. So I think they have the pieces. And so I would be surprised if they made any moves by Thursday.
All right. NFL honors coming up this week on Thursday. Bo Nix up for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
It's a courtesy nomination, Lionel. He's not even close.
Yeah, but still, to see his name after his rookie season up there for an NFL honor is fantastic. He was also invited to the Pro Bowl last week, and he turned that down. This tells me something about Bo Nix. He could be a Pro Bowler at the end of his first season. Wow! A rookie Pro Bowler. He said, no, I'm going to get a surgery that I have planned, minor surgery. We don't know what it is, but I'm going to get that done, and I'm going to be ready for OTAs in April, and that's where my focus is, on the team.
But did you really think that was a hard decision? Did you watch what they did in Orlando this weekend? It was boring, borderline on torture if you actually had to sit there and watch it. And Bo Nix, he had the surgery already planned. He has his offseason plans. Like, why change your life to go do something that the NFL barely cares about? I like that he's pushing all of his chips into the Broncos table, but I don't think that this decision was really that big of one. I think it was an obvious one.
I think it was obvious as well, but I also think it's a mature decision, which Bo Nix has shown us since day one, his maturity, and hasn't acted like a rookie. And I feel like this was also just a decision. He's thinking about his future. He's in it for the long haul. So he's not missing out, in my opinion. So I didn't surprise me that he made this decision, but I do think it was a good move.
I don't know. He might have had a Pro Bowl clause in his contract for some extra money. And also to be named to the Pro Bowl. You don't think about what the Pro Bowl games are about. You say Pro Bowl quarterback Bo Nix.
But if you he has that. He was named a Pro Bowl alternate at the very beginning of this whole process. He just didn't need to go to Orlando to get whatever accolades that comes.
I also don't feel like
Russell
he cares
Wilson
about
went.
the accolades. He cares about the accolades. There's the difference.
Yeah, anytime he can step in front of a camera,
Ding, ding, ding.
Russell Wilson will be there.
Point taken. Off the field. Kerry Walton Penner and the Broncos Foundation are going to provide top-of-the-line helmets to every single high school football player in Colorado. Every one of them. Brady, this organization to me is going to be a model organization across the board for all sports, from ownership on down.
Yeah, they're really setting the standard, right? We were there in person, got to see the helmets. These things were honestly really light. I was surprised for all the technology and things that they have in them, but this was a huge investment, their biggest community investment in Broncos franchise history, and all 277 high schools will get these helmets. I mean, it's just unheard of. So I really do think they're setting a really solid precedent here that the Broncos not only care about themselves, but they care about the youth here in Colorado and wanting to help grow the game in a safe way.
I'm not jealous. Could have used the helmets 15 years ago at Monarch High School.
Yeah, you did take it too many hits to the
little
head,
too
Nick,
late.
from what I can tell.
I love that they're supporting high school football, though.
Yeah.
They're being a grassroots organization despite being, the biggest pro sports organization in town, and I just love to see it.
All right, another huge announcement came last week. The NWSL is going to put a team in Denver for 2026. Nick, you were there. I mean, this was kind of the missing piece that everybody said in making Denver arguably the best sports city in the United States.
Yeah, and if you want to say you're the best sports town in the U.S., you better have a women's professional franchise. And when it comes to eyeballs and revenue and all that stuff, very few leagues are growing at the rate that the NWSL is. So it's a monumental achievement. It's going to be a really cool thing for us to watch grow. And in 45 minutes after the announcement, they sold 2,000 season tickets to a stadium that isn't built for a team that doesn't have a name. So I think this is going to be a huge success, even though they haven't even stepped on the pitch yet.
When I think of women's soccer, I think about the Mal Swansons, the Sophia Smith, the Lindsey Horans of that world, and they're all from Colorado. So I just feel like it makes sense, right? We have so many homegrown soccer stars here already. Why not try to keep them here and play for their hometown team? I just thought this was so cool to see, and that it being the first women's team here, I feel like hopefully is only the beginning.
All right, we're going to take this discussion about the new NWSL team a step further. We're going to take a deep dive and go in depth on this. Nick's going to be back, and he'll tell us everything you need to know about the commitment to the community from the new league. So that's coming up next, right here on Denver7 Sports.